Hi, Athena.
Hi, Isabel. How are you?
I'm okay. How are you today?
Yeah, good, good, thank you. Busy? As you know, with the previous sessions, life is a bit busy right now, but in a way, good busy. It's got busier, but good busy.
Well, that's good to know.
I've got an old friend of mine coming in from the UK, so with his two daughters,
Yeah.
and yeah, we're doing, just organizing that, making sure that they're entertained, and I show off Madrid to them. So
Yes.
yeah, it's good. It's good. Good. Thank you for asking. How
No,
are
and
you?
it's nice to
Mhm.
see you. And as you know, this 30 minutes that we will have together, it will be your time. And I know, as you said, there is a lot going on,
Mm.
but I wonder what you would like to explore today.
Yeah, I've been thinking about this. Well, as you know, with the new job, I've just recently started, so it was a month yesterday, though I work part-time, so it feels like it's less. I am stepping into this role with caution. I took a role that's slightly below what I would aim for, and in part deliberate because I just feel quite stressed at the moment, just with life, and I didn't want the job to be challenging. So, but nonetheless, with my anxiety, I feel like, like I want to make sure that this job serves me.
Mhm.
In the past, I've always looked to what the employer wants, what they, and I've always had that imposter syndrome. But in this point, I've got an opportunity. I've got a job that's not as challenging.
Yes.
And but I do not want to let my old, like fears and imposter syndrome related emotions rising up.
Yeah.
So I deliberately want to go in like as I was just saying, sorry, I deliberately would like this job to serve me. I want to, with intention, with whatever I do, with intention. So yeah, that's where I am. I'd like to explore what that means.
Yes, and if you don't mind me to share an observation, I
Hmm.
can see that you have put a lot of thought into it, uh,
Mm,
into how things were and how you want things to be different. Am I
mm.
correct?
I have, that's correct. That's correct because I think I sort of reflected back when I was made redundant for my other job as to, it was a good job, it was a good opportunity, and it was redundancy because they were bought out. But I still, there's this underlying anxiety that I really didn't want to take into the next job. I
Yes.
reflected on it for a long time, but I was reminded about what I wanted for the next job, for the job to serve me when I read. I don't write in my journal a lot, but the one time when I had really high anxiety, it really had it like physically affected me. I read that
Mhm.
sentence, and I said, I would like, meaning the old job, I would like this job to serve me and not me to serve the job. So I got reminded of that, and I went, okay, let me continue this on this because so far the job it feels good, it feels right, the
Yeah.
environment feels right, it feels supportive. And I'm having to remind myself not to get into bad little habits again. Uh,
Hmm.
yeah.
So, when you think about, I want my job to serve me, what comes up for you?
That's a good question. So what comes up for me is I want to grow in this job. And not that I didn't grow in the other job. I did grow, but I think I limited my growth because of my limiting beliefs. Whereas with here, I want to have an open mind. So I want to live in that space where I'm creative, I'm exploring what could I do, but with a certain level of confidence that's not overcome by fear of a failure. I might
Mhm.
fail doing this. I might fail doing that. Instead, bring in my experience, my past experience. So I've got a job that's less than what I would generally. So I would have some experience in this job to add. So I would like to spend my time not fearing, with all those thoughts, but instead with oh, how can I grow this position? How can I help this company? How can I do this? So I want a mentality, a growth mentality, rather than a limiting, fear-based,
Yes.
existence.
So with this grow mentality, as you said, it's a mindset.
Mm,
Um, how would you know that today was a good session?
mm. I think what I'm looking for is clarity in looking at day to day what that means. So I can talk about it generally, but what does it mean day to day? What am I, what am I faced with day to day, and what mindset do I need in order to tackle these little things? So, because I get into this habit of going, yes, this is what I'm going to do. And it does help to have an overarching feeling of this is how I want to enter this job. But
Yes,
sometimes, as you're in the process, you're in the job, some of this can be forgotten. So maybe I could maybe visualize it, or I can, yeah, I just want to explore what that means. So it's front of mind.
yes.
Yeah,
So you mentioned about clarity on every day to have that clarity. Am I correct?
correct. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So, in terms of clarity on every day, what do you think we need to look closer with the time that we have?
Mm, hmm. I'm trying to think of something more specific. Like I said, I say these things more generally, like I do
Mhm.
want to get quite as specific as I can get. Perhaps, yes. So perhaps there's a couple of things coming up.
Yeah.
So there's a like team building event that we're doing beginning of December, on the 1st of December till the 3rd of December. We're going away to Budapest, which is nice. And I already thinking about it, there's something's definitely shifted in me because with the old job, I would dread it. I dreaded all the team building or all the meetings, that would all
Yeah.
travel to a certain location. I dread it. I would never see it as other people see it. It's like, oh yeah, great opportunity to just travel. Like if I told a friend, they'd be like, oh wow, that's great. I'd be like, "Oh, yeah, I'm not feeling that because of the stress of I'm working, the stress of I'm an imposter, the imposter syndrome,
Yeah.
the stress of So I never quite enjoyed it. But in theory, I was thinking, oh, I must enjoy it because it's a good opportunity.
Yeah.
But I was never in the moment. I was never present. I was never deliberate,
Okay.
I was just in fear and lots of adrenaline. But this one, I think something's definitely shifted because I am looking forward to it, but I still feel the little fear coming up and going, okay, what are the insecurities now? So I really want to look at the insecurities. That's it. So saying that, I want to look at what those insecurities are
Okay.
because that will also help me day to day if I've got to do something. There's something else coming up. They do this round table
Yes.
with the CEO and something for newcomers. So you go in and you give an impression for something lighthearted. Oh, hello, everybody.
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
fun fact about yourself. And then after that, you then talk about your impression of the company so far.
Yeah.
And if there's anything you want to, like you want to suggest or that sort of thing. And I think they also give some information. So already that is just like, oh, don't have anything. The expectation to come up with something, and
Yes.
I
Yes.
don't like conjuring up things just because it's an event. Like I'll ask questions if I need to. I
Yeah.
don't.
Yeah.
I just I don't like this sort of, oh, we're gonna have this, and suddenly you have to feel like, oh, now I need to feel like this is useful.
Yes.
So yeah, so even that's making me a little bit, nervous.
Yes.
Um, and yeah, and then they've organized all these little things to what they believe, like HR, what they believe is useful to their employees, I guess.
Yes.
Instead, I want to make sure that I want to, again, have that growth mindset. What can I
Yes.
get from this? What can I get? Am I performing for them or
Yeah.
bring it back to me? Because when I bring it back to me and have that growth mindset, I feel like as a um, as a result, they will benefit from it. So this is just it's just like they say, like if you follow your calling or whatever it is,
Yeah.
don't think
Yeah.
about the money. The money will come because you're doing something
Yes.
that you're aligned with. So generally I think that's what yeah, so I need to shift that into like, okay, what can I get out of it? And I'm always thinking about the other side.
Yes. Yes.
I
Yes.
need
Yes.
to perform for them. And I think that's my downfall.
Yes. 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 I can understand. So
Yeah.
you gave the example of this team meeting in December.
Hmm.
That could be a way of, as you said, to have that experience of growth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What can I get?
So
Hmm.
let's imagine that that was a really good experience.
Hmm.
Um, how would you know that you would be coming home thinking about that experience and say, that was a good experience. Actually had that experience of growth. How would you know that, Athena?
Mm. No, I would know. I think my aim is for once to come back from a a meeting like this calm and
Mm-hmm.
actually genuinely having enjoyed it. And in that enjoyment would be having fun with my colleagues, getting to know them, but also learning. And
Mm,
that requires participation. So, whereas I'm always stepping away from participation because, again, that sort of imposter syndrome is like, oh, am I going to do things right? Am I going to look like I'm the one who just doesn't have the skills to be part of this organization? Am
yeah,
I all those fear limiting beliefs coming up? I want to know that I voluntarily participated because, I felt confident to. So coming back home calm
mm,
and looking back and going, that was really nice. And actually saying it, I enjoyed it,
yes,
meaning it to my colleagues, let's say, that would be great.
yeah.
That would be great. Yeah.
So, what do you think would get in the way? Because you mentioned about participation.
Mm,
What do you think would get in the way when you are there that
mm.
you might not be participating the way you want?
Yeah, I mean, I'll know, like, what will get in the way of myself. I think
Mm,
my beliefs that, I'm not good enough, beliefs like, oh, I fear doing this. And then I just start shutting down because it only takes me feeling like, oof, I don't do this. This is all above myself. I want
yeah.
that courage to just do it, even if I feel like I might not be, I'm so different. And, I really do, envy my partner who participates just because he's so confident within himself,
Yeah.
and he just goes and participates in things like this. He does stuff like I would never do.
Yeah.
He was telling me about this team exercise they had as part of his induction, and they were supposed to come up with this story about how the company that he works for helped, deliver a mission on Mars or the moon or
Yes.
something, right? So they were in groups, talk about it. How can we
Mm.
advertise or promote this? And he volunteered to write the story and wrote it in a few minutes. Not my skill, so I would never do that.
But I can sense your enthusiasm
Yeah,
even talking about it.
yeah, like I envy that, and I would like to be a little bit more like that.
Yeah,
Like just go, yeah, yeah, let's do it. Let's be courageous. Like I would like to be
yeah,
courageous. Yeah,
yeah.
I need to
And
find
I'm
my mojo, my confidence.
exact, and I'm picking up on that energy, even
Yeah,
you describing, what happened with your partner.
yeah.
So if he was advising you in that moment when you go to this team building meeting, what
Mm,
do you think he would say to you in that moment of,
mm.
oh, shall I participate?
And what he always does, like he always pushes me to go. It's like, no, 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 you're great. You do what you do, like but I kind of sometimes feel like he doesn't understand the depth in which I feel, uncomfortable
Yeah.
or not able to do something. So he would encourage me. He'd say, yeah, go for it, do it, because that's his mentality. That's how he does it. And he
Yes.
doesn't see that there's anything there that I need to be worried about. But I tend to awfulize many things. Like if I make a mistake, it's like, oh,
Mm.
and then he says something like, "See it a different way. At least you showed up."
Yes.
You're like, you showed up.
How does that feel, even when you say it? At least you
That
show
that
up.
feels great because it makes a situation less awful.
Yeah.
It makes it more human. It just makes it light, And I kind of go, oh, yeah, well, why? And I know it's something to do with my past. I could go back a
Yeah,
few
yeah,
years,
yeah.
like
I
um,
understand.
living in a very judgy environment, I
Yeah.
think, or going to school in a very judgy environment. I think that affected
Yes.
me more than it did other people, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, so no, he would be very supportive. Go ahead, do it. At least you showed up.
At
And I need to
least you
think
showed
less
up.
of even if what I would conclude as failure,
Yes.
just laugh it off. Just go like, hey, it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So even when you say at least you show up, you said that it felt different.
Yeah.
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 And what
Just
do you
writing a few
think,
things down.
what do you think you felt even when you said, at least you showed up?
Yeah, when he said that, no, it was funny because I do like humor in my life,
Yeah.
and it lightened the situation, and then it made me realize it's not the end of things to make this mistake. It's not the end of this,
Yeah.
so I'm already apologizing less, which is a
Mm.
good start. I think twice when I start a sentence with sorry,
Yes.
or I apologize, unless it's something that obviously calls for that. Then I'll do it. But sometimes in feeling like a failure in certain things, I'd start with I apologize, and I'd just go like, no, do I? I have to ask, do I?
Yeah.
And what am I saying? And if I came, if I analyze the situation a little bit more and see if it begs an apology, and if it doesn't, then just carry on and just remain in that confidence that you did the best you could in something, and just leave it
Yes.
there. So I'm thinking a little bit more about that. But of course, if I come late somewhere or it's absolutely my
Yes.
fault, I own it. I am one to own things like that. So yeah.
So, looking back and being in similar situations, Athena,
Mhm.
what do you think has been helpful in terms of participating and showing up?
I think I don't have a clear. I don't have a clear. I think I've always avoided participation, to be honest. I've always been in this uncomfortable space. But one thing I'll tell you is because my adrenaline's going, you're just blocked and blinded
Yeah.
by simple things. Um, but I'll say this, I know that I'm a different person when I'm calm than when I'm like wired up with adrenaline. When
Yeah.
I'm calm, I'm more useful, I do more, I enjoy, and I give more. So these situations will be with friends I trust, with
Yes.
family. They value me and they value my contribution. So that
Yeah.
always feels great. And I always feel like, why can't I be in this space when I'm, in a place where I feel like, especially at work, I feel judged. I feel, they're assessing my performance. Yeah, so, but I know that I can be a different person. I can be more useful when
Yes.
I'm less stressed.
Yes. So, with that in mind, knowing that different situations, your stress levels are different, and today we are focusing on wanting to grow and the example of this team meeting where you would like to use that experience towards that growth. How do you think you will move the needle towards growth when you will be in that meeting?
Mm, mm. I need to go in with a mental like well, I need to go in with a like like mental conversation with myself and um sorry, no, that sounds fun, doesn't it? Just me
No,
talking to
no.
myself in my head.
Yes. Don't we all? Don't we all sometimes? Oh,
I think I need to go in after doing some work, I think, mentally and going in, realizing I think I came up, I'm just saying to myself that remind myself that I am unique and what I am unique and my contribution to this can be valuable to the world can be valuable. So starting from there and then also telling myself it's not the end of the world. Like just be you. And I do want to show up as me
yeah,
now. It's so important for me to show up as me
yeah,
now.
yeah, yeah.
Um, yeah, and then if there are any other technical, there's small little technical things that will cause me a little bit of anxiety, and I don't know if maybe I can just frame it differently, but like things
Mm,
like it's different to my old job where it was just mostly accounts, but here there's a lot of conversations, there's a
yeah,
lot of um communication, and they're quite fluid with the tools that they like, your laptop, they just blah, 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 blah. I can't touch type, and most of them can, and they're all quite young. So they're all just like looking around the room and typing. And I'm sitting there just like, oh my God, make sure that I look up and I go, oh, I better go back and so
yeah,
that does affect me in a way. It's like, oh, I mean, on the other hand, I think my manager said you don't need your laptop, so that would be great.
yeah.
But I just need to make sure that I can, I always fear that like, oh, if I go here, will I be able to work things out? Will I be able to, and also with being out of work for
Mhm.
a while with kids, and then you're in an environment where some people have been working constantly, so they're up to speed with the tools that are out there. Whether it's the mobile phone,
Yes,
utilizing the apps there, how that connects with something else, using their tablet. But I mean, their laptops with such ease. Um, and I think I've just come to a point where I just go like, okay, these are tools that you feel nervous about. Work on it.
okay.
Like, work on it so it can be fluid. And
Yes,
then once that's out of the way, what else do you have?
yes, yes,
What else do you have?
yes,
And all that, including this coaching session, helps me. That will help me just frame my mind. But if there's those tools are what are then I can maybe look at what else there is. And if it's just working on my mindset, then that would be great because I am
yes,
who I am.
yes, yes, yes.
I'm not going to change much. So yeah, yeah, I think so.
So you mentioned about your internal conversation as a way of going into this meeting, the team
Hmm.
building experience,
Hmm.
and a way to support you in terms of your participation. Am I correct?
Correct, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, correct.
And you said you have unique talents,
Hmm.
you are a unique person, and also you're just showing up.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, correct.
What else do you think you would need when you will be in that experience that will help you to participate?
I think what I thought, I mean, for now, maybe that will change. For now, I think just getting to know the company and the associations, I think that's just I should not be lazy about that. And by that I mean like, when I'm faced with it's not the most exciting. I mean, some of them are actually quite exciting. So maybe let's
Hmm.
put it that way. No, it is actually, it's quite interesting. So just learn it. So it's only courteous to, so this will be like the different associations,
Hmm.
like the International Epidemiology Association, and then they're all quite medically based. But just looking at how our company manages and understanding how they do it, or understanding their associations. I think we've got about 20. So between now and I can at least read up on some of them. Um, at least that's courteous for our, like my colleagues, let's say, to know something, to be interested in something about what it is that they're involved in. So perhaps I could do that. The task seems daunting, but I might not do all of it. I think I'll just do what I feel is sensible enough to do.
Yes. Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes. Anything else? Because you already have a couple of things in mind.
Mm.
Anything else?
Anything else? I think for now, that's what's coming up. Um, Yeah, I think for now that's what's coming. I mean, the other thing that came up, which is sort of related to this, is the other day like I said, I've taken a job and that might be in a different conversation, but there's just something here that's linked in terms of mindset. Um, I don't know what to put on my LinkedIn status. So usually I
Mm-hmm.
put management accountant or bookkeeper, but now it's accounting assistant. So
Yes.
it's only three of us. There's the manager and then there's two accounting assistants. Now, I'm a little hesitant to put accounting assistant.
Mm-hmm.
Um, More so, am I ashamed that I've gone backwards where all, like my ex-colleagues or my friends are moving
Yeah.
upwards? It was a deliberate choice.
Yes.
It gave me the conditions that I have. Um, but it might also be detrimental to my next job, let's say.
Yes. 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 Yeah. I
So
understand.
yeah, and I was feeling this pressure. Oh, I better put something because then the job will be wondering. And then suddenly I went like, no, this is social media.
Yes.
It happens on my terms. So long as
Yes.
I put the company there, um, I can choose not to put accounting assistant. I can find another creative way because now I'm thinking about myself.
Right.
This is a change in mindset.
Yeah.
So all the little things seem to count and seem to move towards that. And I think if I strengthen that way of
Yeah.
thinking,
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
will help me as I get to an event like December and also my job.
Yes. So we started the conversation talking about the grow mindset and things, maybe what works for you.
Hmm.
And they gave the example of this building example in December
Yeah.
and the participation. So, how do you feel at this stage of our conversation around that?
I feel pretty good. I think I'm strengthening that mindset as I go because this LinkedIn thing, I was only thinking about it on Friday and then I
Yeah.
forgot about it because, no, sorry, not Friday. It was actually not Friday. My Wednesdays are my Fridays on Wednesday because
Mm,
it's my last day of work during the week. I was thinking about this on Wednesday and I went, I like what I just thought about. I like that I thought about it this way.
yeah.
But it's nice to be reminded because this theme needs to go through everything.
Yes.
So yeah, so I'm really I feel quite good. I feel like I've moved the needle, you know.
Yes.
I have for sure. And I
Yeah.
just need to keep thinking about it. And I might bring it up again in our next session just to talk about strength and.
Happy to. So, in the meantime, what do you think you would need in terms of support to to move the needle and stay in that mindset?
I think it's all on me, but
Mm,
it's me remembering, me not getting into that fear mode and going as if I am a servant of the job.
yes.
Instead, I need to get into that mindset. Even if a fear comes up, maybe I can reframe that fear into something else.
Yes.
Um, because I fear that fear coming
Yes.
up. You know, I
Yeah.
fear that fear coming up. It's like if I
Yeah.
come
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
whilst I'm at work, it'll take me backwards. And I think maybe
Yes.
getting angry at it might help.
Yeah.
So it's that little feeling, that little emotion that threatens to come up. But I need to reframe it so it doesn't paralyze me and it doesn't push me back.
Yes. Yes.
I've got to know. I've got to work out how.
Yeah.
But I need to be aware when it bubbles up because then that's when I can deal with it. I can think about it now, but thinking about it and also then experiencing it sometimes can be quite challenging. The experience
Yes.
can be quite challenging. Yeah. Yeah. It's been really good. Thank you.
No, you're very welcome. So you mentioned about fear that can get in the way. and
Mm,
to have that mindset to
mm,
remind you.
mm.
Um, Anything else that might get in the way?
No, I don't think so. I think it's mostly me. It's me
Mm,
who need to do the work. Like I need to be, I think also identify the triggers,
yes,
be mindful when I feel this little fear coming up, to be in the right frame of mind.
yes,
And I need to also think about what I could do in that moment so that I'm quite, like I'm trying something that I'm ready for.
absolutely.
Mm.
So, with today, what do you think you've learned about yourself?
Mm. I'm proud of myself. I know it brings me to tears sometimes when I look at it that way. I'm actually, and it's not often that I get to this point and I say it, but I'm actually really proud of myself. It feels like life sometimes feels like I'm walking up a hill, and it feels so hard because my emotions can feel so real.
Yeah.
I mean they're real, but they can really weigh me down, and that I am still fighting and going forward. And I know fighting sounds like really, like, oh my God, this sounds like you're really battling life.
Mm,
But it's all these emotions, right? It's all our frame of mind. It's all like, so I'm really proud of myself for, I'm reframing how I see it, and it's been quite different now. But I'm proud of myself for continuing to push
mm.
forward, um, and getting to the other side, hopefully.
And if you don't mind me to share, I would like to celebrate you to be part of that
Thank you.
and to witness how much in 30 minutes, about 30 minutes, you did so much of the work. I want to celebrate you for that.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Isabel.
So, is this a good place to end?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a great session. Thank you.
Thank you, and you're very welcome. Thank you, Athena. You
Thank
take
you.
care.
You take care. Thanks. Bye.